Hey everyone! Today is day 50 of the 100-day project. I can't believe we are halfway there. So I thought it would be special and fun to take day 50, make it an independent video, and create in real time. Because I've had a few of you ask me if I had slower videos so that you could follow along, and believe me, I do probably have some in my playlist and my videos, but there's so many videos I don't remember which ones they are, so you just have to search through, because that's what I would have to do. I really just don't remember. So what I thought I'd do today is specifically make this real time and just go through the thought process I use for creating this page. Doesn't mean that every page I create is the same thought process. It just means this is how my thinking is going to go for this page. But there are some basics that I usually stick to, and it's a process where I start with sorting, separating, categorizing in my mind what colors or what things I might want to use on a page, and then going through that process again and eliminating until I get down to the few items I think I want to use. So let's get started on page 50. I thought we would do something special and use a new Happy Mail package that has come in. All the ones I've been using have been from about 4 years ago, but this is current. This came the other day. This came all the way from Norway from a very sweet subscriber named Eileen, and I really appreciate it, and I thank you so much for all the wonderful things you sent me. The first thing I do is I look at what's in front of me and I start sorting. I think about what size page I'm going to be working in, which is, as you know, the book I've been working in, this size. The pages are 5 by 8. So that's the size I'm working in. That's the first thing I think of. What am I going to be creating on or in? Then I look through here and I say, okay, I've got some embellishments here. They are puffy. They're a little bit more dimensional. I will not use that in this book. I will use them on something else. So I set that to the side. And then I look and I say, oh, these bags are really cute. They'd look really cute in the journal, but they're really thick. I'd have to take them apart. I set those aside. I won't be using those. This is a piece of fabric tape. It's thin. I love it. I will set this to the side to possibly use in the journal, so I'll set it on this side. And this is a little piece of fabric that I might use, I might not, but we'll set it on this side for now. Here's another little package of embellishments that are more dimensional, let's just say, and I won't use those because that's two-dimensional. So then I go through the rest of the Happy Mail this way, and I don't want to make this video 100 years long, so I'll try to do it quickly. I don't want to fast forward anything because that's one of the biggest things that people have been asking me. Do I have anything that's not fast forward? And so I will try to keep this very simple and basic and slow. Here's a little embellishment that I might could use. I'll set that over here. And this flower I could use, but it has a little embellishment there, and I think I won't use it because it would be too thick. So these will be used on other projects at a later date. I'll stick that to the side. And here's some lace, some ribbon I might use, but I'm going to leave all this together because I'll come back to this when I need ribbon. And I'll go through here. What I'll do is I'll look through and I'll say, okay, this is thin enough. I could peel it apart if I wanted to. These are really pretty. So I could possibly use some of these items here. So I might keep all this out. All this is potential for the page, so we'll keep that out. This here, washi tape. Oh, a little arrow. This is dimensional, so we won't use that. Possible, but probably not. And it's all based on thickness. At this point, will it fit? Will it work in my book? These are washi tapes, so those are possibilities. So we'll save those to the side. And now we have paper. All this is potential. All this is paper that's potential. Well, these aren't. These are bags, so these are going to be on the no side. Napkins. This is homemade. And it is rather thick, so I won't use it in my journal, but if it was a little thinner or if I felt like trying to tear this apart, I might use a section of this. This is really pretty. So we'll set this over here. If something strikes my fancy, we might go back to it. That's a no, because it's a bag. It's too thick. Now, all these papers here are potentially able to be used because they're just paper. And some are thick, so I'd have to tear them apart. So now what I have to decide is what I want to put on my book. What out of this that I could use do I want to use? So let me get rid of the stuff I'm not using so it's out of my way, and we'll go through this stack here. Okay, now we start the process all over again. And I know this seems a little bit repetitive, but this is how I make my decisions about what's going to go on the page when I have a lot to choose from. So let's say the fabric's going to be something I would have to decide on last. So we'll put that over here. And I did keep the ribbons over here off to the side because I might use something in there. So those are off to the side. I won't have to think about those right now. I need to clear things out of my head is what I need to do. I need to look at what I have. I need to eliminate what I know I won't use. Then I go through the next step of eliminating what I think I won't use and what I will use by maybe color or style, and get anything in my head that is cluttering it up out of the way so I don't have to think about it. Because if I have to think about will I, or won't I, then there's just too much information in my brain. So I just try to eliminate what I can. So the washi tapes are all thin, and I will set those off up front here because I probably will use some of that washi tape, and I don't want to put it in the possible pile. I want to put it in the more definite, but not right now. That's a pile up there. Oh, somebody's going to be sorry they asked me how I think about this stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to look through here, and I'm going to see, okay, I really love this. That's a possibility, and this here, and I have words that I choose from, so I'm tending to stay kind of away from words. So let's say no on the words. And let's say the arrow's a possibility. And let's say no for these. And I'm kind of looking, I don't know if you can tell off the side here, this pile is kind of colored similarly. There's coordinating things in here that will go with each other really well. So any of these would work. I love this, but it's thick. So we'll put that over here. It's too thick. And that's a possibility. And see, because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, I've got a couple of color schemes going on here that kind of blend together. Like this here is a second one. Okay, I'm going to say no on this one, and no on this one, and possible. No because of the words. Love the sewing machine. And I'll say no. This is an envelope. I could tear it apart and use it as a background. That's a possibility. Same here, but I think no on that one. And I know that I have this over here that I've been through that I could go back to if my mind picks up on something that I could have used and didn't. I can always go back to it. I definitely want to try to incorporate this. This might become my focal piece, not so much on the page, but you know how when you design a room, I've never done this, but they tell you to do this. Pick one thing that's your focal piece or your focal color or design. This might be it because I really, really love this. So that would definitely work. So no. There's so many beautiful things to choose from. This is just a little difficult. So let's say napkins off to the side to think about in a minute. Ooh, homemade, used a napkin. This is really pretty. These are a little brighter than what my stash is building over here. That's really pretty too. This is a possibility. So look at the papers, possible. Oh, really? Look at this. This area here, just beautiful. I love all this. Oh, how do you pick? I'd have to tear this apart if I can. This paper's not real thick, so I don't know if I can. But I love both sides so much. I might save this for like a journal that has double-sided page. Some of these papers are just so doggone pretty. I could pull some of these off of here to use if I wanted to, so keep that in mind. This one is my temptation here. This one here. Put that over there. That's my temptation. This one here, or that piece here. So much will be covered though. I think I'll stick with the other one. Another one I could pull apart and use. I think I would prefer that one for this page. I know I'm not showing you detail of paper, but I'm trying to keep this from being so long, but I am going through my process. I told you I would. I'm going to. I think I've already chosen my paper in my mind over there. Oh, this is pretty though. See, then something new pops up. This is thinner also, and I wouldn't have as much trouble with it. Put that over there. That's really pretty too. Oh. Pull this off to the side. Oh, isn't that pretty? My goodness. I see a mini album coming about from all these papers. All right. So let's say for now we've decided on a few that we might use. So I want this out of the way so that my mind is clear, and we're going to go back. I told you this is a process, and when you're fast forwarding through a video you don't see all this because I eliminate some of this process because the video would be forever long if I didn't. Now I want to choose a background first. And I'm going to kind of look at these again one more time and see what color scheme I want to go with. I'm really loving these here. And these here. Ah, that's hard. Maybe I can find something that they both work with. I think I'll say no on that one. Definite. So I think those two work really well. This was my instinct, pulled this one out, so I think this is it. Okay, so let me get these over here. And then let me look at this one again. I really love this butterfly in here. So don't you hate it when you have to pick a side? That's why I like to tear them apart. Anytime I find a thick paper, I find a corner and I try to tear it apart so I can use both sides. This paper is not quite that thick, so I don't know if I can do that. So we're going to sacrifice this side, at least for this part right here. I'm going to have this handy because I want this in my view. I don't want to forget it. I may not use it, but I want it in my view. Okay. Now I've got a background image, another piece for my background. I've got a butterfly that I really like that I might use on there. So now that I've picked these, then I can eliminate more of this. And I can say I probably won't use this. That's a possibility. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. That's a possibility. So we'll leave those there. And now I'll decide my ephemera here. And I'm going to say no for this one. That's a possibility. The arrow is still a possibility, but I want the one that's got the green in it that kind of goes with that. So we'll take that out. And I think we'll take this one out. And I think we'll take this out because I'm going to be pulling a word from my jar. And we've already got a butterfly picked out, so we'll say no. I don't need a butterfly and a bird. We'll say no. A heart, possibly. I'll say no on this one. Possibly. Say no. I think no. Possibly. And that leaves washi tape, which I will keep in mind, and a couple of napkins, which I think I can say no to this one. But what I really love about this one is this part right here, the stripes. So we'll keep this one out. Say maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna put this stuff away. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my washi tape and I'm gonna look at what I've got here and I'm gonna see if there's anything that might go in this little grouping here that would work. And I think this is a definite possibility. And let's look at these. They're all beautiful, but I think I would not use any of these here. And this one, let's open it. I think definitely a possibility. Okay, so now we know that the washi tape we might use is here, and we'll eliminate one more thing. Let her out of our mind. All right, so now these are not background pieces, so we'll eliminate those as anything in our mind right now because we don't need them till a little bit later. These are potential background pieces, and even this here I think I'll eliminate for now and use these and these. So let's bring our book over, find a page to work on. What I'll do is I'll take the biggest, bulkiest piece here, and I'm going to tear off a section. And I like, let's see, what do I like? I like this area in here because it's got a blend of colors. So let's just say we're going to make that a side of our book. Let's just go ahead and take the plunge and tear off a piece. Okay, we can always tear more. So now I have this to work with, and let's see if I can pull this apart. I won't do this whole piece on camera, but I want to show you how I usually get them started. Before I tear it, I might usually try it, but I'm not going to try to tear a big old chunk. See, I can get these little starts going. That. This one's not quite as thick, so it's not going to tear as easily. I might mess it up, but we're going to try not to. And because I'm layering, a little hole is not going to be a big deal. So you get the picture, just work with it gently and try to get your papers separated. That's if you want to salvage the back of the paper. And the main reason I'm doing it today is because I want as thin of a layer as possible in my book because my book is rather filling up. Okay, I worked most of it off the back. I did wind up with a hole. This will not come apart. I've dampened it, I've tried it to dry, I've tried everything, so I'm going to let it stay because it wants to stay. But I got the most of the bulk. What I want to do now is I think that I will make the napkin part the background so that the hole shows the stripes through it. And I just want the center part. And I take my napkins apart. They come in 2 to 3 ply. And I just wet my fingers, dampen them, and I just pull apart like that. This one might only have 2. Nope, it's got 3. So you can see I'm pulling apart a second one. And I want the center piece. So we're going to tear that center piece off. Okay, then decide which way we're going to go. Let's say like that. And then my piece would fit on here. Or I could go this route, like this. Looks better this way. So let's go like that. All right, I just take my glue stick. And because I'm putting a whole piece on here, I'm going to go ahead and glue the whole page. But if I was working with just a small area, I would just glue a little section at a time. I'm not afraid if the page isn't completely covered. And then I just take a card and kind of flatten it, spread it out. And if the napkin gets a little crinkled, I don't care. And then I just tear off the excess. Or cut it, whatever you want to do. And I don't care if a little piece hangs off the end. I don't care if it's even. The biggest key to a lot of things I do is not caring. It makes it so much more fun and easy to accept what happens, and sometimes turn out to love it, and you wouldn't have got it if you cared so much and you were fussing with it so much. Okay, so we've got the stripes down. Let's think about this piece. Do we want it on yet, or do we want to wait? We want this on. We want this on. I don't think I'll use the whole piece. Do I want it over here? And I could do it at the bottom. Because I don't know what I'm going to do on the page, I don't know how I'm going to use these other pieces that I've got set aside. I don't know how I want this. I don't know if I want it this way or this way. Do I want any of this on here? I might put this on top right here. So sometimes when you can't decide, you just decide. You just do. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a border of this on the side here. And I'm not going to use the whole piece. I just want a small strip, so maybe about right there. And it has to be about this long. So let's cut it off down here. And let's cut it about right there. Again, if it's not straight, that's no big deal. Okay, and let's peel it apart. And how sticky? Pretty sticky, but we're going to go ahead and give it a little bit of extra security. Okay, and then you're going to go and cut the excess off here because it is sticky and it'll stick to the other pages, so you want to cut that off. So now this is our main piece that I want to get on, and then I'll decide if I want anything else on here. And I think I'm going to leave this one out for now, so we'll not worry about that. And it just about fits right here, so we're good to go. I don't have to do anything to it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put glue down for this. I really want it to stay on this trim here, this fabric tape, so I'll put a little bit extra glue there. And you're not seeing a lot of the napkin, so I probably used more napkin than I needed, but at the time I didn't know how much was going to be seen, so I wanted to make sure and cover the page. And it's very, very thin, so I have no problem with that. But I do love that it's peeking out here and here. And if I wanted to tear a little bit off the bottom, I could, but I'm not going to. Okay, and then you want to trim your top and bottom off if it's overhanging and you don't like it. Now I need to decide if I want to use some of this scrap here. And originally I thought I might put some here where this hole is, but I like this peeking through. I like the napkin peeking through, and it's not dry yet, so you still see purple, but I do like this piece, so I'm just going to tear a piece off like that. And maybe we'll just stick it here. Nothing says we can't, right? So let's do that. So I have built my background, and don't mind the purple, it'll go away. So now that I have my background, I have to decide how I'm going to proceed from there. Now, a lot of times you will see me take gesso, and you'll see me scrape gesso across the page. And the reason I do that is because I don't want this page to be the focal point. I don't want it to stand out. I want it to blend into the background, and I want it to be seen but not heard, basically. So I would take, like if it was this, I'd take the gesso and push this way back. So you'd still see the shapes, you'd still see the green, but it'd be very, very muted. And you know from all the pages you've watched, see here, it's very muted, but you can still see the colors. So I need to decide, do I want to do that on this page? Well, I don't think I do at this point, but that's going to depend on what I put on the page and if I need it to be pushed into the background. So now let's make a decision about what we're going to put on our page and if it needs to be pushed back. So this is the hard part because I love all of this stuff. Oh, that's just so pretty. Layering, it gets you where you want to go. It's like a little path, like stepping stones. So now that I know that I really want to use this, I can eliminate that. And this one's still iffy. This, that's iffy. This is iffy. I love these two. So I just play the positioning game and I decide, do I love it? Do I want to keep it? So let's see, we pretend we're going to make a flower. We've already got a flower made. We don't have to make one. And there's a stem. And we could make leaves out of the heart. Or this, which I think we've eliminated. Or this, which I really love. Or this, which is cool. Or this leftover paper here. Or our washi tape. In fact, I like this washi tape so well, I might make that the stem. Make these the leaves. I think I want to use this as a stem. I want to use this flower. I'm going to leave it just like it is because I like it. It's such a contrast. It stands out. And I think that for leaves, this is the, I'm not sure what to do with yet. For leaves, I think we'll use this. I still have this paper here that we put off to the side we could use for the leaves, but I think it would blend in too much, and that's when I would push this background back. But I don't want to. I don't want to put gesso on here. I might anyway, because I do it all the time, and you guys might want to see how it's done, so let's go ahead and just put a little light coat. Now, if I was going to put a lot on here, I would go ahead and just pour this on here and just scrape, scrape, scrape. But because I just want a little light coat, I'm going to take a piece of wax paper here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of my gesso down so that I can control how much actually goes on the page. And I'll just put my card in there, and I'll get my card a little bit wet. And then I like to put it on the seams of things a lot of times. It just makes it look really blotchy and pretty. I just like that. And put some here. And I go back and forth in different directions so that there's no lines. You know, I want to make sure that it's kind of just blends in like it's supposed to be there. I just kind of scratch it in. Okay, let's see what that looks like. That'll work. That's enough. So you get the idea. I could put more, but I think I'm not going to on this. So let's find out how much stem we need. Where the flower is going to go. There or there. I like this so much that I might just make this, let's cut this out. I'm going to cut out this butterfly that I cut off of that paper. And I'll finish this off camera and then we'll be back. I'm just cutting the shape out. Okay, I've got the shape cut out. Now I'm trying to decide about leaves, and this is kind of messing with me because I just don't know. I'm refusing to give this up. I'll give this up before I give this up. So we could turn this into the flower, an odd shaped flower, and then make some leaves. Let's see, that's what we can get out of here. Okay, we're going to attempt to get some leaves out of here. And for this particular one, I'm going to go from the corners of my piece of paper here and go down here and down here. Well, I may mess this up completely, but if we do, that's okay. And I don't want to go all the way down. So there. Just cut from down the bottom here and go up like this. So let's pretend we got a stem. Let's pretend this is the flower for now. Now let's go back to this one. That's the flower. And I like that. This could be like a little flower box that the flower's growing out of. Or we could put it down here, like this. Or go back to this being the flower. And this is how my process works, guys. I could make this flower smaller maybe. I could cut down here and make the flower smaller. And then this would fit up here easier, but I don't want to do that. I like this big flower. So what I think I like the most is my flower up here, butterfly down here, and my leaves kind of coming up out of it. I like that. Let's just go for it. You might like it, you might not later. Just go for it. When you're stuck or you don't know, go for it. You just never know in the end how you're going to feel. So far, I'm thinking I'm going to feel really good about it. Now we want to peel off our tape. Okay. Make sure where we want our flower again. I kind of don't want it centered. I kind of want it over a little bit because I want to maybe put something here, but I only have so far I can go, so I need to go right here. Okay, then I'll wing it. I'll kind of, if I mess up, I mess up. You know, it's just a journal page. So let's put our flower on next. And this is a little thicker, so, but I think that it would be trouble to take apart. So we're gonna leave it. And let's go there. Now, let's get our leaves on. And let's put our butterfly on, which is more of a pot now. You have to let your imagination roam. You have to let your imagination believe what it wants to believe when it comes to your art journal page. For me, this doesn't look like a pot in real life. Now my imagination sees a pot, and I'm going to let my imagination have its way because that's fun. So now we have, what do we have that I haven't used? We pulled out these two things, which we considered using, or these three things, plus we have washi tape here that we considered using. This, I'm thinking no. Of course, that would look kind of cool. Cover up your whole flower though. I really like that flower there. I could make a center for my flower, but I would use something else. And I didn't save out anything for that. Let's see what we have in our little trim bag. Got this. Could do that. Or this, which I think I'll stay away from that because I'm going to pull a word. So we don't need that. I could cut my own. We might just go with this. I'm tempted to cut a circle for here, but I'm not finding the right piece for what I want to do, so I'll have to go look through the other stuff. That's when you go back to what you've already got, that you've gone through, and decide. So let's just put a little line of glue down here. It's okay if it's not straight. You can always straighten it up once you get your ribbon on, or trim, whatever you're using, paper, whatever you're using. Just kind of lay it in your glue and move it around, get it where you want it. Cut it off. Now, let me grab, here's some washi tape. I could have possibly used that. You know, let's pull this up and see if we prefer this. You know, I like this contrast, so we're going to keep it. Good decision to start with. Okay, so the washi tape didn't make the cut so far, but we know we could put a little bit here in our leaves. I could put a centerpiece. No. So just think about where could you put it. You could put a little piece here, down the corner. and a little piece here and here, but I think, no, I think we got enough going on. The only thing I think I might do is try to find something to go in the center of the flower, and I'm looking through everything I've used so far that might work, and so far, maybe one of these pieces of flour. I won't know till I try, so let's grab one of these little pieces of flour here. And I'm not cutting perfect, I'm just kind of scooching around them. Okay, now let's see how it looks there. Not sure. I'm gonna look at the stuff I have behind me now. I looked behind me and I pulled out this little tag here because it's got these little bouquet looking flowers here, and I thought maybe that one in the center would be cool. Maybe, because I don't love this. It's just too dark. It would, I just don't love it. We're not going to go with that. And then I pulled out this, which I'd have to cut the center of this one out. I really don't want to, but... And then I pulled out these, because it has this in here, and I thought maybe one of these would work. Let's put the sticker down the way it is and see. That's too big. Ooh. Let's put the sticker down on something so it's not sticky anymore, so I can cut it out. Let's put it on the back of this. This is real thin. Okay. Now I can cut it smaller if I want to. I could go get a punch and I could make the perfect size circle, which, you know, it's not going to happen. I did a punch on something back here, but that was because I needed it to be exactly even. All right, let's see. Let's cut it smaller and see how we like it. This is where, if I have trouble, I would take a picture and then I would compare the pictures. So because you want to know my thought process, we're going to do that too. So what I would do is I would get my camera, I would take a picture with this on there, and then I would take one with it off. Then I'd go to my pictures and I'd go back and forth and I'd say, that's not got it on there. Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. That's got it on there. Do I like it? I kind of like the dark. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it like that. So we're basically done with the page, except we've got to pull a word, and then I need to decide if I'm going to do any scribbling. So let's pull a word. I'm not looking. I'm just grabbing what my sticky fingers will grab. And what does this say? This says happiness. So we'll use that. And let's cut off the excess. And these are words I just made up in my head, typed them, printed them, and cut them up. I don't even think I saved the file. Someone asked me if I had the word list, but I don't even think I saved the file. But, you know, if you want to go through my Instagram feed, just go through all the days and just, you can write down each word real quick. Just go through one picture after the other and you can see all the words. Then I decide where I want my word to go. Okay, before we put the word on, let's just go around our leaves with a pencil. And when I use a pencil or when I do any scribbling, all I'm using is a regular pencil. This is just a regular number 2 pencil. This big one that you see me use is from Jerry's Artorama. It is called Jumbo Jet Black. It is a regular pencil except a bigger lead, and it's a softer lead, and I can swish it a little bit with my finger, but it's not like the water soluble one that I use occasionally, which is the Stabilo. And the Stabilo is one I use if I want a darker, richer, more shadowy look, and I don't want that today. And then I always go to my Posca and go over my pencil work if I want more of a stark look. I don't know if I'll do that today or not. And this page doesn't need anything else, so these are the things I'll probably use today. Let's just do the pencil first, see how we like it. And just kind of scribble. And go down the stem. This doesn't need a whole lot because this looks good the way it is. I like it. And I'll probably go around the petals. And I'm not very careful, just sort of round and round and round we go. So see, I went off the page and left a scribble there. I leave it. I don't care. And I don't really want a darker pencil on this one, but on the leaves I kind of want to put a little bit of an outline here. So I'll just scratchily do an outline with my Posca pen. And I always do a little scribble here and here. Just adds a little interest, I don't know. And then I'll go around the petals. And I just go around, go in one direction and then back the other way so they overlap and they scribble on top of each other. And I didn't outline this, and I wasn't going to, but maybe I will. Just a little bit. And actually, this is too neat, so we need to scribble it up a little bit. That's better. I like it better that way. I'm going to leave the butterfly alone, because I like him just the way he is. And then I just kind of go in the background. And this doesn't, I don't have a lot of background left, so it's not like some of these other pages where I scribble in here and you can, well, you can see scribbling in the background on these pages here. This one here. Hopefully you can see it. There's not a lot of area, but I might just go ahead and take my pencil and just real loose-handedly, I might write my name, say Laurie was here. That's why it looks like it flows, because I'm just writing little words, or I might write number 9. I might write the word love because I love this, or I might write love this. So, and if you don't like it, come back in, just erase it. And if you don't like some of the scribbles you've done on your page, take your gesso and kind of go back over that. And I would do that before you use your Posca pen, because your Posca pen is going to make it kind of permanent. Unless you've sealed your page first, and then your Posca pen should wipe off. You've got enough time to wipe it off, but I didn't seal this. So I think this is going to be it. And I need to put my word on. Except I've lost my word now. Where did I put my word? Where? I just spent 20 minutes looking for that stupid word. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where it went. When I edit the video, I'll probably see where it flew off, or I did whatever. I've checked my pocket. I've checked on the floor. I've been on my hands and knees. I've looked under everything. I've looked on everything on my desk here. I can't find it. So it doesn't want to be on this page. So rather than fret over it and go print another word, which I may eliminate that word altogether, because I think I already used the word happy in here. So, yep, there it is, happy. And I think the word happiness doesn't want to be on here. So I will make up another word and put it on here at some point. So let's just pull one here and see what chooses to be on this page now. Daydream. I kind of like that word better for this page anyway, so we're just going to go with it. I know I didn't throw it away, and I looked in the garbage can anyway, just in case. I looked through all the little paper scraps. I looked through everything this tiny in the garbage can. I can't find it. I've looked through the book. I don't know where it's at. So we're just going to put this word on here. I think it matches it better anyway. It suits it better. I'm just going to stick it down where I originally thought. All right, so now the word daydream is on here. So that means I got to come up with another word to put in my little jar here. Actually 2 words, because I double printed one word by accident, and so I need to make up 2 words. And let's let that dry for a second. And then I just take my Posca pen, and usually I make circles. Sometimes I outline it. This time I think I'll just do circles again. Okay. And then the last thing you do, and the thing you do every time, and don't ever forget, is sign your work. That is very important, because someday somebody might be interested in who did that. I think I'll sign it over here. And I just sign my name, I put the year, and I'm going to put number 50. Halfway there. Okay. So there is the page. That's the thought process that went into this page. The next page will be completely different. You never know what's going to come out until you get started. I love it. I love the colors. I love everything about this page. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you for being with me for the halfway mark for this project. And in future videos, I will be showing you flip throughs of the pages I've created. And maybe at day 100, I'll celebrate again and do another real time. Maybe at 75 and 100. I don't know. We'll see how things are going. Okay, so y'all take care, and I'll see you in the next video, which I don't know what that will be, but it'll be something. I'll see you soon, though, and I hope you all have a great whatever it is. Bye-bye.